We all know the phrase GOAT gets thrown around here and there.
A lot.
Right, to the point where it kind of loses some of its luster, greatest of all time. And then there are some people, it's just like, yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
And I've been so fortunate to be around and get to know and interview some of those. Obviously, Brady's one. Jim Brown was another.
Absolutely.
Man, when I would interview Jim Brown, I was scared. I'm not going to lie.
It's Mr. Brown, Rich.
Mr. Brown.
Pardon me, Mr. Brown, right? I was scared.
Yeah.
There was one time when we were post taping him after an NFL Total Access. We're on live, and he snuck out of the green room to say, "When are we shooting?"
And
I'm like, "Well, Mr. Brown, someone's going to get to you in a second." I'm like, "Don't blame me." And then there's this man, Jerry Rice, here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, Jerry Rice. How are you? Good to see you.
Hey, GOAT, what's going on, GOAT?
Okay. All right. It's great to see you, Jerry. And I'm sure you're jacked up for not just obviously being a Pro Bowl coach next week, but Rise of the 49ers is an upcoming 4-part docuseries on AMC networks. And there was a premiere last night, and you and Montana Young and a whole bunch of people were out there, correct?
Yeah, Rich, and it brought back so many great memories, man. And just being in that room with all of those great players, from Steve Young, Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Eric Wright, and the list just went on and on. Charles Haley. It just brought back so many great memories and what we stood for, because we wanted to win championships. We didn't just want to just win football games. It was important to win these right here, rings.
Right.
And, Eddie DeBartolo, he was there.
Nice.
Carmen Policy. And it just, just watching Bill, stand up by the board, just break everything down to a science, where we were going to go and attack the opponent and win that football game.
You're referring to, obviously, Walsh there. What was his superpower, Jerry?
He could get in your head.
Oh.
He never let you feel comfortable. I had a game, I think it was the third game of the season. It was against the Rams. That was my coming out party. I think I had over 10 receptions. I had a couple of touchdowns. I had over 200 yards or something like that. So he sent this trainer or someone from upstairs down to the locker room to tell me to come upstairs. And I'm walking upstairs and I'm thinking, I'm finally going to get Bill to say, "Hey, look, great job. Pat me on my back." And I walked into the room and he looked at me and he told me he wanted more. And he never wanted you to feel comfortable. And he wanted you to continue to work hard. And I think that's the reason why we were able to win, so many games and so many Super Bowls.
How'd you take that coaching? How'd you take it?
I took it as, hey, he saw more in me. He wanted more.
Oh, you weren't like, you didn't have the, first blush to say, "What are you talking about? Did you see what I just did? You didn't do any of that?"
Don't say that. No, you don't say that to the GOAT, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hey, the greatest coach of all time, you don't say that. You just take his words and you just try to use that as fuel. And I was walking back downstairs, and as I was walking back downstairs, Rich, I noticed that Joe and Ronnie Lott, they were walking upstairs also. And I just told those two guys, I said, "Good luck."
Because he was probably going to tell them the same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Think about that. The greatest quarterback ever, Joe Montana, he was probably going to tell him the same. The greatest defender, because when it came to Ronnie Lott, Ronnie was like the enforcer on the football field. He was going to hit someone, even if he had to knock himself out. So he was going to tell them the same. And I think that's why we were able to win so many games and so many championships, because everybody knew that we had to be great leaders and we had to set the standard, and we were willing to do that.
What was the line, Chris? You found the line?
Jerry, so that's the end, near the end of your rookie year, week 14. You had 10 catches for 241 yards and a touchdown.
That's it.
I would think that's not bad, right?
Against the Rams, you're right.
You said 200. You said 240.
41.
Yeah, don't short him at one.
I guess I needed to be like around that 250 or that 300 range.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, I love stories like that. I absolutely love stories like that.
And Rich, can I tell you one? I tell you one now?
Please.
The first episode, and this was something that shocked me, because I think it was Paul Bryant.
Okay.
Paul Bryant gave Bill the opportunity to coach under him, but Paul Bryant actually he was jealous of Bill, and he didn't.
Oh, you're talking about Paul Brown. You're talking about Brown. You're talking about the owner of the Bengals, right? That's what you're talking about, Paul Brown. Yeah.
He didn't want Bill to be successful, and the first episode, I'm watching this and I'm saying to myself, "Wow, I didn't even know that." So I know there's going to be an episode 2, 3, and 4, but man, it got off to it got off to a great start, and I'm looking forward to seeing 2, 3, and 4.
Didn't Bill Walsh, wasn't he the first one to come up with first 15 scripted? Right? Yeah. He was the one who's like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to come up with 15 plays. We're going to script them, and we're going to stick to them best we can. And that was like, oh, that's a heck of an idea.
That was amazing, because now it's like the players, they have something to go off. And to be honest with you, it was like, I'm already playing the game in my head the night before. I'm putting myself in those situations where I know what I have to do and how I can impact the game. So those 15 plays, they were very important, and I think it really got us off to a great start. Then after that, you have to make adjustments and do all of those things, but the platform was already pretty much it was already built right from the start, and I think that's why we won so many games.
One of my favorite stories, Jerry Rice, while we're sharing stories, is when I would work the combine with Deion, and we would show video of the defensive backs in the weight and reps room putting up 225, and he just was like, what are we doing this for with the defensive backs? And I'm like, well, everyone's got to go through these tests. And he goes, I never had to put Jerry Rice across my chest and lift him, is what he would say.
Deion was the guy. He was like, he told me during a game, he said, Jerry, look, man. He said, if they run the ball, you don't have to block me, because, hey, they don't pay me to tackle.
He said that during the game? Are you serious?
He said it during the game. And I was like, I said, okay, Deion, I'll just run you off then. I just, every run play, I was just sprinting downfield, and he was just chasing me. He didn't want to tackle.
He just wanted to save you guys some steps, right?
Yeah, come on.
Man.
They don't pay me to do that.
That is so funny. And then, of course, he became a teammate of yours.
Oh, yeah. Man. He was that guy, that missing piece that we needed to get past Dallas. We needed that shutdown corner, that one-on-one guy, and he came in. And the thing about Deion, too, he was so surprised about the standard of the 49ers and how we prepare every day. He said, you guys practice like this every day? I said, yeah, we always practice like it's a game situation. And he said, wow, okay. Then he bought into it. Then Deion got, he got better too. And then we were able to, beat Dallas and win that championship. Then he went to Dallas.
That's right. That's what he was like, yeah, right? Like he was a hired assassin at some point of his career.
He came in for a split second. I think he met Eddie DeBartolo down in the marina in San Francisco. They signed a deal there. He helped us win that championship. Then he went on to Jerry Jones.
Yeah, that's what happens. What ring is that on your hand? Which one is that?
This is Super Bowl 24 against the Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that one mean to you?
55-10. And, I get asked all the time, they say, okay, when you go to your first Super Bowl, uh, you remember what that felt like. Does it change when you go to your second one? No. I was just as scared as the second one. I was just as scared as the third one because you only get one shot. You only get one opportunity. And someone is going to win, someone is going to lose. And I always tried to be on that winning end.
So next week, you're the NFC Pro Bowl coach. It looks like you just lost Jackson Smith and Jigba off your team, Jerry,
Yeah.
because he's going to be playing in the bowl. Who's the best receiver in the NFL today?
I would say probably I still got to go with Justin Jefferson. And even though he hasn't had a quarterback, this guy can do it all. He can stretch the field. He can out jump you. He's not afraid to go across the middle. And there are some great receivers out there, but I would still put him as number one.
Okay. And JSN, you just saw what he just did, Jackson Smith and Jigba for Seattle in that game.
That's such a cool name. JSN.
JSN.
That's all you got to say, JSN.
Well,
and you know who we talking about.
Yeah.
He is a dog. I love him, man. I like everything that he does. He was making one-handed catches in that ball game. He can stretch the field. He can go across the middle. And I think with him and Cooper Kupp, man, and Sam Donald, they're ready to go.
You think that your Super Bowl 60 first blush thoughts, you think Seattle has the edge over New England, Jerry?
Man, I just don't think, with Drake May, there's this little talk out there saying something about his shoulder and stuff like that. I don't believe that. Stephon Diggs, I think they deserve to be there, but I just don't think they're gonna be able to shut down that offense of the Seattle Seahawks, and also the Seattle Seahawks too. It's about that defense. So I'm picking Seattle to win the game.
And did you see Stephon Diggs against the Texans snatch the ball for a touchdown and then looked at his hands like these are great? Did you ever do that? You ever look at your hands after you catch a touchdown, Jerry? You ever do that?
No. You know what? I always try to just hand the ball back to the official and go back to the huddle.
What would Bill Walsh have said if you looked at your hands after you made a catch? What would that happen?
He probably would have put me on the next Greyhound, and I would have been out here.
I love that. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the news that Bill Belichick is not going to be, based on all reports, a first ballot Hall of Famer like you, Jerry.
Wow.
That is the news, and I'm wondering what you think upon hearing that news, Jerry.
How many rings?
8 overall as an assistant and a head coach. 8
should be a no-brainer. I
agree.
don't know what's going on, but I think he really deserves that. And I think I saw a quote from also Tom Brady saying, "Are you guys serious?" But I think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. And also, it's just like my fellow teammate Roger Craig, because he was the first one, 1,000. So let's see if he can make it.
Yeah, I think 100% he deserves, and it would be a really great moment if that happens in San Francisco of all places, right?
Things happen for a reason. I think it would be perfect. And I remember when I first came in, Rich, and Roger Craig took me under his wing, and he took me to the hill. And I had never felt that type of pain. I mean, and I had to endure it. I had to try to get to the top. And the first time I tried to get to the top, I couldn't do it. And I decided not to go back the next couple days. Then I felt like, you know what, I got to be able to conquer that hill with Roger. And he's the one that really introduced me to that hill. And that became part of my regiment. And I think that's the reason why I was so successful in the fourth quarter.
Okay. So, yeah, he's the one the famed hill that you would always run up and train. He's the one who introduced you to that.
Yeah, he did. And hey, the first time I tried it, it beat me. It broke me down. And but I had to go back and I had to conquer. And throughout my career, I had to conquer a lot of things because I also, I never felt like I really belonged uh, in the NFL. I felt like I had to earn it, and I was going to do whatever I had to do to try to earn that. And I always just kept pushing myself hard, and then I get a chance to play with the greatest dynasty ever, and all of these great players. So it was amazing.
Yeah, I do have to follow up. When did you stop feeling that you didn't belong in the NFL? When did that feeling stop?
Still till today.
Come on, Jerry.
Still, I'm serious, man. I just feel like there were so many other players that was more gifted and more talented, but I coming from a small HBCU, and not letting that school down, Mississippi Valley State, not letting my family down, not letting the fans down, also my teammates here in San Francisco. I was always pushing hard, and if I had a season where I got close to 2,000 yards, I got over 100 receptions, over 20 touchdowns or more, I wanted to come back the next year and I wanted to smash that. So I just always kept, pushing myself.
Okay. And just before I let you go again, there's some people who just still think that the process of voting now needs to change because Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer based on whatever did happen, Spygate, Deflategate, that it's being held against him right now. Do you agree with that, Jerry?
I don't know how they're going to deal with that. I'm no expert when I, by voicing my opinion, but when you got a guy that have put the time in, 8 Super Bowl rings, all of that, that should be a no-brainer. And I think, we don't want to base everything around productivity, what you have done on the field and stuff like that. But I think he deserves, be on that first round ballot.
Jerry, I appreciate the time. I'm glad you guys had a nice reunion last night for the debut of Rise of the 49ers, an upcoming 4-part docuseries from AMC Networks. A limited series event premieres with the first 2 episodes on this coming Sunday, February 1st. The remaining 2 episodes to kick off Super Bowl week in San Francisco on Monday, February 2nd, before Jerry Rice takes on Steve Young as the coaches of the Pro Bowl. How about
Steve
that?
is going down. He's going down.
Yeah, I know. You were very competitive. Right. Is he aware of this, that he's going down, Jerry?
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
He knows.
Yeah. We have had conversations and stuff like that. He told me he's going to bring his best game. I'm gonna try to bring my best game and let these Pro Bowlers just have fun out there.
Is there something on the line between the two of you that we're not aware of, or like a dinner or something or anything like that?
And Rich, this is just between us, me and you.
Okay.
I want to bring back some of that West Coast offense, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know. It's flag football, but if we get the opportunity to throw it downfield, we going downfield, man.
Okay, I like it. Let's do that. Amon-Ra's on notice, right? Who are the other wide receivers, Chris, in the NFC that are
George Pickens?
Pickens
right now. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So you got
that's between us now.
Okay. Understood. And if Pickens comes up with like 3 touchdowns, you're going to pull him aside, saying it's not enough. Right? That's what you're going to say to him. Not enough.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, been there, done that. It's not enough.
Jerry, you're the best. I'll see you next week, hopefully.
All right. Good to see you, buddy.
That's Jerry Rice, everybody. The GOAT. The GOAT here on The Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.